Yeah, if everybody's ready, you tell me when. Y'all tell me when.
Rolling.
Okay. Yesterday at about 6:30, we had a woman who was attacked, dragged down to a bayou, sexually assaulted, and the suspect attempted to drown her in the bayou. She struggled and was able to get away and ran to her car and got in her car and was able to flag down a Precinct 1 unit. Um, when she did, we were able to gather the information and start canvassing the area, and of course triage her to a hospital to get help. I can tell you, this this survivor had incredible strength and will to survive, and not only survive, get away from this attacker. Precinct 1 deputies continued to work throughout the night trying to arrest this individual. And thankfully, we were able to get additional information from other citizens who he actually drove his bike down the street and whistled at another woman, and her husband came outside and then he fled. That same citizen contacted us later and saw him in the area and notified our deputies, and then we went in and were able to arrest him. He fled initially, but we were able to get him into custody. This case is a reminder that even when you're walking on a bike trail, you have to be vigilant. You have to pay attention to your surroundings. And the case actually worked out. What's most important about this case is that we were able to bring this person to justice. We were able to arrest him. We were able to bring closure, at least for the survivor in this case. She's doing well, and I can just tell you this is one of those cases where great police work carried the day. I am so proud of the work and the effort that we put into this case to bring justice to the survivor, and he is actually being looked at by a few other law enforcement agencies as being a potential suspect in that case as well. And we're working collaboratively with our partners to ensure that we get them the information on him. He has been arrested by us before for theft of a firearm and was convicted on that. So we were familiar with him. He was riding around on his bike, and it appears that he lives in that area. So I'm just happy that this case got resolved so quickly. This initial case happened at 6:30, and we had him in custody at 12:30. That's great police work, and I'm so proud of our group that went in there and worked this case all the way. We used drone footage. We used all the latest technology to solve the case, and with that, I'm opening it up to any questions.
Last year there was a man on a bike in the summer along White Oak Bayou, closer to Buffalo Bayou, who was accused of sexually assaulting women when he drove by. They released a sketch of this person. You mentioned that there's other agencies that are looking at your suspect. Are these the cases that you're talking about?
I don't know yet because it's so preliminary. I don't know yet if that's connected, but we're gonna turn over every rock, and we're gonna work collaboratively with our other law enforcement partners that have cases that potentially may be connected to him.
What's his name? What's his description?
He's 19 years old. His name is Jacoby Fusler, and he's 19 years old, black male. And our victim was able to rip hair out of his head and actually scratch his eye. When we found him, he had her cell phone, and there was physical evidence there as well. You know, it's early in the case, but we are going to turn over every stone and tie him to any kind of sexual assault that we can. You know, and then we've got to rely on our criminal justice system to do its job. Clearly, this person has a problem, and you know, we need to make sure that the criminal justice system holds them accountable. This survivor, I just can't tell you the intestinal fortitude, the strength that she possessed out there. She wanted to survive. She wanted to live. He wanted to drown her, So I can just tell you this is just an incredible woman. And I'm so happy that she was able to survive and get away. Yes, ma'am.
I pause at going back to this, but just considering bodies that have been found in the bayou, I'm sure that question is gonna come up, that conversation is gonna come up. Is that part of the investigation to see if this person might also be tied to anything of that nature, or do you think it's just too early to?
It's too early. I mean, clearly, right after this sexual assault that took place, riding his bike through the neighborhood, he attempted to whistle at another woman that was out front. And then her husband came outside and then he fled. So I can tell you that everyday citizens help us solve crime. And in this case, they played an integral role in helping us solve this crime because they contacted law enforcement and said, hey, I've got video. Once he fled from the sexual assault, we had video of him leaving that area. So it was great police work. I just can't say that enough.
What was the distance in where she was on the trail to actually down in the bayou? Did they have to roll down it? Was she relatively close?
You know, it's a bayou, so I'm sure there was an incline, but I don't have those details, but we were able to fly drone footage over the scene and locate the actual place where the assault took place based on some of the scraping of the mud and different things like that. So the drone was very integral in gathering evidence as well.
You mentioned that he lives in the area. Is this somebody who lives in a house, an apartment, an unhoused person living nearby?
I don't, it's listed in his jail booking of being close to White Oak Bayou, but that doesn't mean he actually lives there. So it could be a halfway house, it could be any number of things. We have not been there yet to determine if that's actually where he lives or not, but seems to be in the area and was on a bike, so wasn't going to travel, you know, great distances. Yes, ma'am.
Constable, talk to us about the victim in this case. How much she fought this person?
Yeah, we call them survivors and not victims. And she survived this because she had grit and she had a will to survive. She fought him. She fought him really hard. She was able to grab hair out of his head. She was able to scrape his eye. And that's what it took. I mean, being in a bayou, even if you yelled, people probably wouldn't hear you. So she had a will to survive. She had a desire to fight this attacker off. And she did so very well. And she was able to get back to her car and drive. I think she was probably driving home and found one of our deputies, and then at that point we kind of took over, triaged her to the hospital to ensure that she got the proper medical care that she needed, and started working the case from there. 6:30 the case happened. 12:30 in the morning we had him in custody. That's great police work, ladies and gentlemen. That's great.
An adult woman?
She's in her 20s. Yeah.
Can you kind of talk about maybe some of the items you can use if you're walking or running that you might have on you that you can use to kind of push off an attacker?
Yeah, I mean, of course, there's fingernails, there's keys. Your keys you can put between your knuckles and use as a poking device. So you've got your keys. Of course, some people carry around mace, where they can spray mace. I always take the opportunity to tell you, walk with somebody else. Don't walk by yourself. And of course, if you're walking and you got earbuds listening to music, have one of the earbuds out so you can hear what's going on around you. Make sure that you're just aware and observant. You're looking around, making sure no one sneaks up on you. He was on a bike, so he probably came up on her pretty rapidly, and she probably thought, well, he's riding his bike. But he saw her as an easy target, and you know, it was just, you know, dragged her down to the bayou and sexually assaulted her and tried to drown her. And so, yeah, it's a great day for us because we were able to solve a case pretty rapidly and hold somebody accountable, and for our survivor, bring some kind of closure to our survivor.
I want to ask, you mentioned cameras. Would it happen to be any cameras along the bayou, or are these citizen cameras that help you all find you?
Citizen cameras, and so often that's the case in law enforcement, as we rely heavily not only on public cameras, but on citizens' cameras. And it takes a citizen to stop, hear the story, stop, and go look at their video to see if they saw anything. And that's exactly what happened here. We owe a gratitude to that citizen family. We owe a gratitude to them wanting to get involved. And I think they got involved because he whistled at her as well until the husband came out and then he fled.
I want to ask about that second incident. I think a lot of times something like that happens and it makes you uncomfortable, but you're like, whatever, in the grand scheme of things, how dangerous is this? Somebody took steps though. I mean, did he know that another crime had happened in the area? Was it just lucky enough that he's like, I'm not standing for this? How did he end up playing a role in this?
Yeah, they played a role in that they had heard that there was a sexual assault in the area, and they saw this person that kind of met the description of, we put it out that there was a male on a bicycle that was related to the sexual assault, and then saw him whistling at his own wife, and they just said, this doesn't feel right. And so often that's what solves crimes, is when you have a citizen that says, something doesn't feel right here, let's call law enforcement. And when they did, we were able to go over there, look at their video, tie it back to the case, the sexual assault case, and then we were able to start looking for him. Get a bike, you're not going to get too far. So we canvassed the area a whole lot, and then we had another call saying somebody saw him in the area. And then we descended on the area, and were able to locate him, and he fled from us initially and put up resistance to him. We had to tase him. And then we got him into custody.
Located him, was he just like on a sidewalk? Was
He was just riding his bike and fled from us. Yeah.
Was the whistle incident prior to the sexual assault incident?
No, it was post.
Oh, so after he had gotten fought off and eye scratched, he remained out there?
Correct.
Okay.
He was still riding around on his bike, and then attempted to whistle at another woman.
Around about what time was the second incident?
I don't have that time. I can get it to you. I don't have it off the top of my head.
What charges is he facing?
Right now, it's evading arrest and resisting arrest, and he's had a previous conviction for that. He has a criminal history, and we're not releasing his photo at the moment because of these other jurisdictions that have a case. We don't want to compromise that case in any way, and we will be filing, once the case gets completely worked up, we'll be filing additional charges on him.
Or the sexual assault
Yes.
charges could come forward?
Yes, but there's, obviously with a case like this, there's a lot of evidence gathering and a lot of stuff that we have to do still.
When you attempt to drown someone, I mean, is that a potential
Sure.
attempted
Absolutely.
murder charge, or what could that
Could
look like?
could be. So we're going to present the case to the district attorney's office, and we'll charge them with the most appropriate charge. The most important thing is this person's off the streets. Clearly, there was a feeling of empowerment after he had already sexually assaulted somebody to go and whistle at another woman. Tells me that, he could have done something else. So I'm very pleased that he is off the street, and people can feel a little safer at night. But I really implore people, when they do walk on these bike trails, and we're patrolling White Oak in particular because of motorcycle activity out there. But, if you see something, say something is the nomenclature. And so I just want you to know that, he is in custody. We took this person off the streets, and just when you go out, walk with somebody, tell somebody where you're going to be, keep one earbud out, and just kind of just be aware. If you're out looking around and you got your head on a swivel, you'll do a whole lot better to ensure that you're not victim of a crime.
Are the survivors Hispanic?
Sorry?
Are the survivors Hispanic?
Yes. She is a Hispanic female.
In both situations?
I don't know of the family that he whistled at, but I know our victim is a Latina.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's his name again?
His name is Jacoby Isaiah, Fuselier. Fuselier?
Could you spell the first name as well, sir?
Sure. Jacoby.
And you spell his last name one more time?
Fuselier. And he's 19 years old.
Do you have an exact date of birth on him?
1/31 of 2007.
Were there any witnesses during the assault?
None that we're aware of right now, but we're canvassing the area. Again, you're talking 6 hours from the attack to arrest. So the first initial work was to catch this person and then start gathering all of the evidence and putting the case together. So, I'm not 100% sure. I know that we have video of him, kind of leaving the area in which the sexual assault took place.
What can you tell us about how popular and how well traveled that stretch of the bayou is, and that time of day where there are a lot of other people doing their after work activities?
I don't know how many other people, but that's probably a popular time to do that. It's before dark, 6:30, and walking the bayou is very popular. That's why we started to patrol it more, because we've had complaints of motorized electric motorcycles being on the tracks where families are walking their dogs and playing with their children, and so we've ramped up. So inevitably there was probably other people, but maybe not in close proximity. But yeah, it's a popular time and a popular place to walk and exercise and things like that.
When the attack happened, was it a lot of brush? Was it pretty clear?
I don't know, but a bayou, they maintain bayous because of flooding. So, getting her down to the water, I'm sure it's usually not smooth. It's usually kind of bumpy on the way down, and so, but she was fantastic. She was incredible. I'm so proud of her response. That's what we try to train women all the time. We have a RAD class here, rape aggression defense class, that's taught by female instructors, only for females. And this is exactly a textbook way of defending yourself and ensuring you survive.
Was she hurt? Did she need medical attention?
She did. She did need medical attention, yes. Yeah. So we triaged her immediately to a hospital. Absolutely.
How severe would you say, I mean, other than the sexual assault, which had to be traumatizing, but how severe would you say her other injuries were?
She was able to be treated and released, so I can't say specifically what, injuries, but just as you said, a sexual assault is as bad as it gets, as far as I'm concerned. Yep. Anybody else? Okay, thank y'all very much. Appreciate it.